I had this strong feeling that I've been flying my drones like wrong for all my life, and I explain you why and how to get the most cinematic footage of any DJI drone on the market. So if you are like me and you were for most of your life you were flying just consumer grade drones like Air or Mini or Neo, then most probably you figured it out by now that most of DJI drones, they are like flying smartphones. So they can actually capture very nice footage, but this footage looks, well, smartphone-ish. So it's like, very mechanical looking footage. It doesn't have this cinematic feeling. So if you want to get rid of that and you want to use it in your, I don't know, wedding videography, or your travel videos, or just for fun, then there are simple steps and very inexpensive steps that you need to take to improve your footage dramatically. This will include only one upgrade that you actually need to pay for, which is filters. I use Freewell filters for a long time now, and I love their products. They are very well made, easy to use, very inexpensive, and they work just right. But that's for later. Now, let's see the comparison in some scenarios where I fly my drone like it is straight from the factory, and in this case I'm flying my Air free, but it does all of these situations like apply to DJI Mini, Mini Pro 3, 4, and even DJI Neo if connected to the remote controller. So out of the box, I'm usually flying like 4K, 30 frames per second, and you can set standard profile. You don't mess up anything with sharpness, noise reduction, nothing. You just fly like it is. 4K, 30 frames per second, and this is the look you get. And it's alright, it's saturated, it's vibrant, the contrast is there, it's a little bit over, exposed, but that's typical DJI. So it does look a little bit too sharp for me, and it does look like a flying smartphone. So if you want to get rid of that, now let's just do a couple of very simple steps that you can use every time you fly your drone, So first one is the filter. Well, and you might be thinking, oh, that's the hassle, I don't want to fly with the filters, blah, 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 blah. So if you know that most of the time you will be flying in a full sun, full day, then you know that you need some kind of darker filter. So in this case, I'm using ND64 and ND128. And if I'm flying during the bright day, I don't have to change anything. I just put this one filter on, and that's absolutely it. No need to change anything in this case scenario. If it's a little later, I would switch to 3264. That's the only thing. Because the main point here is that in case of most consumer drones besides DJI Pro, there's no way to, adjust f-stop. So you cannot, follow the rule of 180 degrees. So 30 frames per second means 60 of a second shutter speed. That cannot really be followed. I mean, it can, but it's very difficult to achieve, and I don't care. Because anything like with slower shutter speed will give you way more cinematic, way less mechanical look. All right, so filter is the first thing you put on. Second thing, and once again, I'm using Freewell, so links in the description below. I have some affiliate links there, but I really do believe they make very good products. Now, second thing you want to do is you want to underexpose. And it's according to your taste. -0.3, -0.05, 0.3, 0.7, sorry, -0.3, -0.7. That's the exposure you want to get. I'm using -0.7 because I don't want my picture to be overexposed. I can always correct it in post. Now, when it comes to setting of the video itself, I'm using D-Log. It's not necessary, but it's much better to control in post-production if you are going to do some post-production. If not, just leave it like it is, but I'm using D-Log. And now question if you should use H.264 or H.265. Well, if you use older computers that are not that fast, H.264 tends to perform a little better. If you have modern computer with some hardware acceleration, then H.265 will be a better choice. But that doesn't matter for quality reasons. Now, the main thing that a lot of YouTubers don't tell you is, not that they don't want, but just not many videos about it out there, so is that you can drop the sharpness. To me, like the images from DJI drones are too sharp out of the box. So you drop the sharpness all the way down, but you don't touch the noise reduction because the base noise for DJI small sensors is pretty high, so you don't want to mess with that. Then some of the things you want to have fixed is, in case of flying in a bright day, you want to have this ISO fixed to 100 and you want to have white balance fixed to 5500. I'm very conservative. You can adjust it to according to your taste, but that's the basic setting out there, so you don't have some color fluctuation or some jumps in, you know, like brightness of the image. You just have a very stable, nice image. Now, having all these settings applied, let's fly the drone and let's see the difference in the footage. So out of the box, you can see some motion blur there. You can see that it looks way less like, you know, like smartphone-ish. It looks way less mechanical. It looks more soft. It looks better, to me at least. You may prefer the stock look, and that's okay. I'm not saying this is the only way I'm presenting here, but for my taste, that looks way more cinematic. So before, it's out of the box, flying like lazy boy, no adjustments at all, and then you do this couple of steps like Freewell filter on it, then you put like 30 frames per second underexposed, you put this noise reduction, sharpening all the way down, and you use D-Lock, and you can grade it in post and you can achieve amazing results. And if you add some effect LUTs on it, on top of it, it still looks good. There's no destruction of this image because you have this room to work with this image. So the final result before and after, I think it's clear for most of you that this simple steps can give you amazing looking footage out of every consumer DJI drone with small sensor or with medium sensor, but nothing close to APS-C sensor. I think you get it. Alright guys, let me know in comments below what you think about this video, if you would like me to do more content about drones, or I forgot to mention something to improve the quality of image out of DJI drones. Please leave thumbs up, subscribe, it gives me wings, and I see you guys in the next one. Cheers.